Yeah, yesterday and then afterwards we went to snorkel,
Yeah.
which was quite cool too. And I saw three turtles.
I also saw three. I saw
Okay.
a baby one, small one.
Yeah. So I think I got in the water first.
Yeah.
And I was walking around, swimming around. I didn't see anything, and all of a sudden, a baby turtle popped up, which is quite cool. And then I was trying to keep my distance, keep a fair distance, and then film him a little bit. But then the current here is actually quite strong, so it push us back and forth, and at one time the turtle was literally in my face, right?
Really?
And I was like, I was holding the GoPro like this. I was like, I hope we don't touch each other,
Oh yeah.
because right, I think the day before yesterday, you guys were talking about turtles have very sharp beak.
Yeah, their beak is like really strong.
Yeah.
If they bite you,
Yeah.
then it's gonna be painful.
So I was like, I hope you don't bite my face.
But
Yeah, it didn't.
we've snorkeled in a couple of other spots, but particularly here, the current is very wishy-washy. I feel like
Yeah.
it's literally pushing you back and forth. Like even when you're just trying to stay in one place and look at the coral,
Yeah.
if you look up for like 1 second, you look back down, the coral that you were looking at is like there. Like
Yeah.
it feels like it pushes you quite a bit. But like when you get out, you're like, okay, I didn't travel that much. But because you're trying to focus on something, it kind of feels just very weird. But even yesterday when I was with you, like looking at the turtle, I was watching it, and then I had water in my goggles, so I took them up. And then when I looked down, so the turtle was like right there by me,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit! Like, and then I started pushing back like this.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing yesterday I feel like it was a little bit challenging in the water was like I was trying to go over the cliff. So maybe later we can show you in the video. So basically, there's a bright blue color, right by the
Oh
sea,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right by the shore.
The deep end.
And then there's a very steep cliff, and then the water gets deep very fast. And then I was on the edge, and I saw a lot of big fish, in the distance. I was like, I want to go there to film them a little bit, so I swam that way. But for me, especially since I was a little kid, I always hated the deep water.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the mountains, right? My hometown is in the mountains. So we normally have lakes. And then when I go to a very deep lake, and then if you look down, it's peach dark green. It's like a,
Green?
emerald. Yeah, because, lakes. And then you cannot see anything. It just like, it freaks me out, right? I always imagine there's some kind of a, big monster would jump up. And then in the sea, when you look down, it's like deep, dark blue. It freaks me out as well. And I would just imagine there's a big shark coming.
I had this kind of feeling yesterday as well, though.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I saw there was like, sorry, pardon me. There was like the cliff,
Yeah.
and the coral kind of ended. But then I saw something in the distance, like it looked like a rock, and then I'm like, oh, is that rock moving towards me, or am I just like seeing stuff? And I'm like, I don't quite know. Is that something that's gonna bite me or swimming towards me, or is that a rock? I was like, okay, I'm just gonna turn around and go back in. And that's legit in that minute. Like I turned around and swam in, or floated in, and took off my flippers and like painfully walked out over the rocks.
Yeah.
It was the end for me. It was like end game. I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
staying in.
There's something terrifying about about the unknown.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, there's another Adam, right?
Yeah.
Came on the trip, and afterwards I was actually asking him. I was like, so you grew up by the sea, because he's from San Diego. I was like, so how do you feel? And it's like it terrifies me as well. So I was like,
I think
okay,
it's a normal thing.
I'm not a pussy, right?
Yeah.
It's
Definitely a normal
yeah.
thing.
Even for them, it's something that people really have to deal with, because at the end of the day, we're really land animals.
Yeah.
So going to the sea, it really requires a totally different kind of a mentality. Yeah, I mean, it's cool
Yeah.
because it's challenging.